Hollywood has woken up to the fact that Meghan Markle and her lies are a laughingstock. And so she is now a meme. We are Jennifer. Jennifer is us. Everyone knows that Meghan Googled Prince Harry. Everyone knows that Meghan knew exactly who Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was.
Meghan is finally being called out, and I think she knows it and she's not dealing with it very well. I think this is also why there's been so many problems within their marriage because, Harry wants to leave.
Things are really bad when you are now a meme. A meme being put out into the world by Bravo TV and the Real Housewives universe. But that's what Meghan Markle became this week, and I'm going to explain why. Also, by the way, shocking revelations about a $1 million book offer being made to her former BFF to spill all the beans. So we're going to get into it with P-Dina, royal YouTube sensation, shortly. But first, let me just take you through what happened on Bravo, okay? Because this was all about the lunacy. And I'm glad that the world now recognizes that it is lunacy, that Meghan Markle had no idea who Harry was. No idea who Andrew was. Yeah, right, before she entered the British royal family. And during last week's episode of The Real Housewives, I think it's a Beverly Hills, Jennifer Tilly, who is a bit of a star, mentioned Meghan when her own research skills were questioned. Now, Jennifer is the divorcee of The Simpsons co-creator Sam Simon, and it provides her a percentage of his Simpsons residual, so rich woman. And during the scene, she told the cameras, I Googled Amanda Francis just like I Googled everyone else in the group. I know all the history of Amanda. It's all out there. It's on Reddit. It's everywhere. Jennifer remarked, even the people in the group that are saying, oh, I never Google anyone. We all Google everybody. It's like Meghan Markle saying, I never Googled Prince Harry before I dated him. It's like, Meghan, please. And that's where the meme came from, because Bravo TV posted, we are Jennifer. Jennifer is us. We all Google everybody, just like Meghan Markle saying, I never Googled Prince Harry. Meghan, please. And it has become a meme. And it's interesting to me because there's no way a couple of years ago that Bravo TV and the Real Housewives franchise would just be openly mocking Meghan Markle. But she deserves it, and she has good reason to worry because it looks like more revelations are coming, because Jessica Mulroney, who's sure presumably got a divorce deal from her very wealthy Canadian ex-husband, doesn't have any meaningful work after her own cancellation scandal where Meghan walked away, and is now being offered £1 million. Yes, 1 million. No, not £1 million, $1 million. Sorry, still a hell of a lot of money to tell all in a book deal. And insiders are now saying that Mulroney has nothing left to lose. So the beans may be spilled.
Dan is joined by royal YouTube sensation P-Dina to unpack the latest twist in the Meghan saga. As critics claim, she's become the subject of Real Housewives-style mockery in certain celebrity circles. At the same time, headlines are swirling after reports that a former close friend has been offered a $1 million book deal, promising new insights into their past relationship. The timing has raised eyebrows, with many questioning what this could mean for Meghan's public image and the ongoing narrative surrounding her. In this segment, we break down what's being reported, why the comparisons are trending online, and whether this latest development signals a shift in how Meghan is being perceived in entertainment and media spaces. Like the video, subscribe for the latest royal updates, and comment below. Is this just celebrity drama, or a turning point in the Sussex story?
This from Shooter Scoop, who says, darlings, this is the scenario Meghan Markle has quietly dreaded. Sources tell Naughty But Nice that Jessica Mulroney, once Meghan's closest confidant, is being aggressively courted by major publishers for a tell-all book deal rumoured to be worth up to $1 million if she's willing to say it all. And insiders say she might. Jessica has absolutely nothing left to lose, one publishing source tells me. Meghan cut her off years ago. The friendship is dead. The loyalty went with it. Mulroney wasn't peripheral. She was in a sanctum. Her children were page boys and bridesmaids at Meghan's royal wedding to Prince Harry. She was there for the Toronto early years, the early Harry days, and the social climb that followed. She saw everyone, a source says, and she remembers all of it. The rupture came after Mulrooney was publicly cancelled following a controversy involving fashion influencer Charlotte Sasha Exeter. Insiders insist Meghan moved swiftly and coldly. Classic Meghan, one insider says, the moment trouble hits, she detaches, no mess, no mercy. Despite recent claims by Jessica's ex-husband Ben Mulrooney that the women are on positive terms, sources aren't buying it. That's pure fiction, a confidant scoffs. There's been no real contact for years. Publishing insiders say what makes the book potentially explosive isn't gossip, it's proximity. This wouldn't be vague, one editor warns. It would be specific, personal, and deeply uncomfortable. Whether Jessica signs remains to be seen, but the interest is real, the money is serious, and the silence is thinning. So, P-Dina, let's kick off with this, because do you know what I see here? I see negotiation going on. That is what I see here. I see Jessica Mulrooney saying, I need to get the money up on this deal before I even consider it. And I totally agree with what Rob Shooter is reporting, though. I mean, I was the first to report years ago, P-Dina, that this idea that they remained on good terms was just totally for the birds. It was laughable. I was speaking to people very close to Jessica Mulrooney. She was devastated. She was destroyed by the way that Meghan walks away. I want to know. I want her to spill the beans. I want this book to come. But do you think it will? Will she actually go there, or is she going to try and survive for a little longer off her divorce money, which is presumably coming?
Yeah, I mean, my whole point is why even write a book? Like, if you're going to write a book and not mention anything about Meghan, there is no point. No one is going to buy that book. Okay, so the fact that she's even talking about writing a book, I think is sending a message. Yes, that she is going to say one thing, but hey, let's see how much money is out there. Maybe I will entertain, maybe I'll say something, maybe not. And now I think as she continues to, because before, Dan, she was not going to say anything. And now it's starting to look like, okay, well, maybe I will. And I think this is a good tactic because it gets people wanting to really get her to say yes, to offer more and more money to get to the yes. So absolutely, this woman is going to write a book and she's going to mention things about Meghan because she wants to make money. That's pretty much the only reason why she would even want to write a book. I mean, nobody really knows this woman outside of her relationship to Meghan. I mean, at least I didn't beforehand. So yeah, that's the reason that she's going to be writing a book, because I think at the end of the day, she is going to say something because, money is what is going to be talking to her at the end of the day. So let's just look, she's going to do it. She's going to do it.
And how do you think Meghan feels about the fact that she is now the laughing stock of Hollywood, P-Dina? Like, there was no suggestion, even a couple of years ago, that the Bravo universe and the Real Housewives would turn on Meghan Markle. They never used to make jokes like this around the time of the Oprah interview where she was telling these lies. But the great thing is, because of people like you, and because the culture has changed so much, Hollywood has woken up to the fact that Meghan Markle and her lies are a laughing stock. And so she is now a meme. We are Jennifer. Jennifer is us. Everyone knows that Meghan Googled Prince Harry. Everyone knows that Meghan knew exactly who Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was. And I think it's great that this is now going mainstream, that the stuff that we have reported and have dedicated really so much time to getting people to understand are now mainstream. I celebrate it, even though they're a little bit late to the party.
Absolutely. They're late, but nonetheless, they are here. And everyone is talking about Meghan behind her back. It is an ongoing thing around Meghan and her lies. And this is now showing us that it's coming to, people seeing it on camera. And now it's widely spread through the media that Meghan, she just lies. And people who would never say anything in the past are now comfortable with saying something now because it's the common theme amongst the celebrities and how they view Meghan. She knows she's lost any potential to try to gain traction going to be beloved here in America and to, help herself to rise to this superstardom of someone that is doing great things, whatever. She is known for not doing great things, for failing and for lying. And so now people are, they're willing to say something because that's the common theme around Meghan now. And hey, it is what it is what we've always been saying. Meghan is finally being called out, and I think she knows it and she's not dealing with it very well. I think this is also why there's been so many problems within their marriage because, Harry wants to leave, Meghan wants to stay, but there's no point to stay because what are you going to do if you stay when this is how people view you, how they see you? You are a laughing stock. Okay, so what now? There's not much more they can do or Meghan can do. So she's very irritated and frustrated, I think, with her life now, with Harry even more so, because he is not making it easier. He's not really supporting her, in their image right now by wanting to go back to the UK. So she's having a hard time with it. Absolutely.
Speaking of laughing stocks, P-Dina, I have loved this week. Omid Scobie, the fiction writer, has been utterly trashed for his new piece of fiction, a novel which the Daily Telegraph is saying is so bad that AI would disown it. P-Dina, they have given a 1-star review and said it is hopelessly bad from start to finish. A bit like his first 2 books, I have to say, Finding Freedom and Endgame, which were full of fiction. And also terribly written. But honestly, this is such a great review, P-Dina. I think there's been a lot of darkness this week, so can we just enjoy this together, please? The Daily Telegraph review reads, I have big news for the embattled publishing industry. People have been fretting that artificial intelligence will absorb the entire history of human creativity and drown us in generic versions of novels, television, and films. In the process, millions will lose their jobs. Well, I'm here to tell you that Omid Scobie has solved the problem. The robots can't turn art into slop when humans have already done the job for them. Beyond that, nothing will surprise or impress you about this book. Even by genre standards, this is drab. There's a blast from the past, there's a workplace entanglement, there's a deeply unrealistic portrayal of both media and politics, there's a morally compromising dilemma that, don't worry folks, turns out fine in the end. It would be cruel to compare Scobie's novel to, say, A Face, whose cosmetic interventions have gone slightly wrong. Who could she be talking about? The lift jacking the eyebrows into a state of chronic electrocution. But Royal Spin has just that airy appearance. It looks like a novel, it's being sold as a novel, but it fills you with a dark, obscure sadness. Still, it's about the royal family and being sold to Americans. I'm sure it'll be a huge hit. I'm not sure, P-Dina. Tell me, I think even Americans are sick of this weird-looking guy with the very dodgy facelift which went badly wrong, aren't they?
Absolutely. Omid, he just wants to try to keep himself in our view. I mean, this man should have learned from his other 2 books that he just needs to go find a whole new profession. This is not something that he is going to continue to do as his work because it is so bad. It's laughable. I think his whole relationship that he tried to have with Meghan and Harry and trying to be their spin doctor has cost him everything. And he's trying to maintain himself afloat from that. And it's just not going to fare well for him. You would think that he would just try to find some other talents or something else to do. Maybe he saw some things. Maybe he could sell some secrets like Jessica. You never know. I mean, that he was, around helping them at that time. I think for him, it's best to just come true with everything that you know about Meghan. That's the only way he could ever get any traction for some good work. But this right here, this Royal Spin is a dud. We can see, and we expected that. Absolutely.
That would be far, far more interesting, P-Dina, far more interesting. Speaking of interesting reads I'm looking forward to, not Omid Scobie's book, but rather the investigation now being promised by House Inhabit and the wonderful Jessica Reed Krause into Meghan Markle and her days as a yacht girl. Now, here are the posts on Instagram that will have terrified Sunshine Sachs from Jessica Reed Krause, who writes, "This folder in my draft since 2018. And there it is. It's circled MM Yacht Girl. One of us has been quietly tracking the cover up for 8 years, collecting sources and filing away testimony from all the people she's treated horribly. Scorpios don't sleep. They plot, sometimes for years. I have all the scrubbed info, Soho, Epstein connections, photos, and mistreated staff as anonymous sources detailing what it's like to work for her. And maybe it will make sense now why Virginia Giuffre originally wanted Meghan to testify at her trial."